Okay, this is Ancestry.com, one of the partner sites that we get free as members of the church. And you get it in Family Search, and we can talk about that at a different time. If you don't know how to get your free Ancestry account, we can help you with that. This is what it looks like when you first come into Ancestry. It looks like a lot of complicated things, but they're just because this is their homepage, where they want to tell you everything that they know. But you can actually customize your homepage if you want to. That's how I was able to get this census on the front page here, so I have quick access to it. But you can customize it however you want to, just by clicking on here and following their directions. So up here at the top, again, like right here with your names, where you're going to have your settings, your profile, your account. So anything that needs to do with you and your settings with the Ancestry is right here. They actually have messages. If you want to send somebody a message, you can click on here and send someone a message. This just tells you hints that they have, record hints that they've come up with that they just want you to be aware of. Mm-hmm. Extras, these are just their extras, like their progenealogists or their researchers, just things that usually cost money. Mm-hmm. Here's their help place. They have a support center also, a community. They have message boards, which is pretty cool. You can go in there, and if you have a question about a certain name, you can actually look at it alphabetically here to see if you can find that name that you have a question on, or you can start a board and start a discussion. And it's great. I mean, I think I have found some answers in here before because people have been discussing a problem that I had with something. This is just health, just kind of a DNA type of thing. If you want to order a DNA kit, that's here. If you want to learn about your DNA, that's where you go, but that's a whole different lesson. Mm-hmm. Home is where we're at. Trees, don't be fooled by this. These are your trees and trees that people have shared with you. So for example, some of these here are from private trees that they shared with me. Because if it's a private tree, they have public trees and private trees that you can put on Ancestry. Private, no one can come in unless you invite them. So some of these are people who invited me to their trees, so I could see that. And some of them are the ones, of course, this one is mine that I've set up. So if you wanted to create a tree and put your own tree onto Ancestry, you can do it from here. You can even import a tree from Family Search if you wanted to, which makes it a lot easier.
So does it have one big tree? Like, because Family Search kind of has one big tree. This is all individual trees.
I'll show you that too. But sometimes people get confused and think this is the place to go look for information in other people's trees, and it's not. This is just, these are the trees that belong to you or have been shared with you. I'll show you where you can search for trees in a minute. In fact, right here in that drop-down menu, right here is where we're going to look in a little bit. So this is the drop-down menu for Ancestry. So we'll start at the bottom and work up. Member search is just if you're looking for a particular person, not a person, an ancestor, but a member, another member on, like if I wanted to look and see if there was another Steinbeagle on here. So here I can tell that, oh, that's even my niece. I can see all the relatives that happen to have joined on Family Search. I mean on Ancestry. Right here's the card catalog. This is kind of a handy place because if you're looking for a specific country, you can actually come down here and you can look for these different countries, like Mexico right here. And you can see the records that they have for Mexico, and then they have where you can just click to get straight to what Ancestry has for them. And they even have it broken down by different states as well. But for example, I always forget how to get to the Social Security Death Index or something, so I can actually type in keywords, Social Security, and it will bring me, okay, why did it do that? Did I spell it wrong? Social Security. Okay, that's weird. It's never done that before. Oh, okay, that's why you want to see my Facebook page. Hey, well,
Of
it's
course.
maybe their card catalog isn't working right now. That's just weird. Please change your filter. Oh, maybe because I had Mexico clicked. That could be why.
Yeah.
Oh, clear all. Okay, clear. That's good to know. There. Now it comes up with everything that has a social.
Okay.
I want to find something. So it's not like the card catalog in Family Search. This is just to help you get to places faster. That's on Ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, military, if you're looking for specific military records, this is kind of handy. I could type in a name, just basically, and maybe the time period, which might help. Like, for example, let's see. I don't know if he's gonna, his name is so common, Jesse Smith. But he lived in the time, I'm not sure. Let's see. He was in the Civil War. So I'm put 1865-ish. You see this little exact right here? This lets you put like puzzle. As long as this is clicked right up here, you have to have that clicked. Let's see if anything pops up. Oh, there he is. Civil War soldiers.
Uh-huh.
So I can find maybe some records for an ancestor.
Does everybody have access to the military records?
Well, these are indexes. And so what it's going to tell you,
Oh, okay.
you actually want to see the records, you're going to have to either mail for them. Some of them have to be mailed for at the National Archives, but some of them are at Fold 3. And then it's a website, but it's free at the Family History Center.
Okay, got it.
But it's helpful because at least it shows you where they were serving from, and sometimes they do have a little bit of snippets of information that is helpful. And it lets you know if they did serve in the military or not. Okay, now here's the trees. So let's say I always encourage people whenever they're starting their research, go to the trees first. Go here first and see if somebody else has been working on your ancestor. Because why go to all the trouble to look for them in every census, looking for all their birth, marriage, and death records if somebody's already done it? So just type in their name. I'm going to do my grandpa. Now, if I click that box like I showed you a minute ago, match all terms exactly, then it allows me to do this. I can do an exact. I can do sounds like, similar initials. I kind of do that by default. And same thing with Steinbeagle, which I'm definitely going to want to do because it can be spelled so many different ways. And then if you wanted to, you can add a little bit more information here, because if you're doing like John Smith, you're going to want to put in a spouse's name probably, or a child's name, something to help.
So, but if you said Steinbeagle was spelled so many different ways, why would you do exact then? Or like as in exact, mean it could be exactly sounds like it, or?
Well, it says, if I undo these, it only says exact. If I click these,
right.
it has these all next to it.
Okay.
So let's say if I did want to do Jesse Miracle Smith, his name is kind of common. So I might want to put his wife's name here, because I'd probably be able to find him a lot faster. So here he is. And this is not my tree. This is somebody else's tree. There's somebody else's tree. This is not even my tree, and I know he's on my tree. But I can go here. I can look. Oh, what? Maybe they have some information that I don't have. Look at that. They have a picture. I don't think I have that picture. And the fun thing about this, I mean, I have the best story about these trees ever. I had a picture that my grandmother passed down to me from her mother-in-law. And it was a picture that said cousins in Cornsick Colliery. That's in England, Durham County. I had no idea who these cousins were. I had no idea. And it had their name, the Horsefields. I think it said the Horsefields. So I was working one day, it was the day after Christmas. It was like my little Christmas present to myself. And I thought, I don't know. Well, I think it's the spirit that directed me here because I happened to start looking for the names of my family. And that exact picture that I had was here. The exact picture. And because
Wow.
and then it told me who the Horsefields were and how they were related to me because they were cousins and they had the whole
Wow.
tree where I only had the tree
Uh-huh.
that belonged to my family, not the other branches.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I tell people,
Cool.
don't.
So is there a way, can you add that tree to your tree now? Like add their work to yours?
Well, what I did is I just physically added it all in. They didn't have the function that they have now where you can actually connect with Family Search. And so, and I don't think I could have done it from their site anyways, but I just hand typed it all in. And I think by the end of the day, I had 300 names ready to go to the temple.
Wow.
It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Because they had
Yeah.
swords and everything. So this picture is going to be here under gallery because this is where they put the extra stuff. And so if they have extra documents and extra things to put in here, they probably got this picture from me because that's the picture that I already had. I didn't have this picture. But look, they have another picture here. What is this picture? I have never seen this before. It's the home of, his daughter. It's where they lived. Oh my goodness. Isn't this cool? Sorry.
No, that's awesome.
But here's his death certificate. They'll have different pictures of things that they've uploaded on here. And so you can actually come into gallery and you can see the actual documents that they've actually uploaded. And then here's the sources that you can actually click on to get to, so you can see them yourself. And so I probably want to go to my tree because on your own tree, you can add things. I can't add anything on his tree. Whoops. I just click on profile is what takes you to your homepage here. So if I wanted to add something, I just want to go to Jesse. Here he is. And look at this. Look at these hints. If they have 34 hints, Family Search only had nothing or a few, but they have all these hints that belong to him. Now maybe it's because his name's so common, but these could all be. I just have to look through them and see. Well, here's that picture we just saw.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all these different things.
Oh, and then the other picture.
Yeah, if I wanted to, I could save this to my tree. And so, like you were asking me to do it, I can. If it appears here as a hint, I can do that. If I want to come back, I click on facts. And so if I want to change anything, they have their little edit functions here too, just like Family Search does, where you can actually change things. But that could be a whole different lesson. This is just a tour. But just to show you how valuable these trees are. Now, of course, you have to take them with a grain of salt because sometimes people are wrong. And if they don't have any sources, I'm not as interested in them as if they do. If they have sources here, I'm very interested as to what they have. If they have pictures, I'm extremely interested because it's like, where did they get that picture from? Because if they have a picture, it means that they're probably related somehow, for sure. Okay, so that's going to show you the trees right here. Immigration and travel, so they have a whole different section here for passenger lists, border crossings, even passports. You know, you get into the little bit into the 1900s, like here, passport applications. These are just featured data collections. If I wanted to find them and I didn't see them under featured data collections, I could go here to our catalog and I could type in passports and see if it will take me to it. Use this a lot when you're looking for immigration, when you're trying to figure out when they came to America or when they came to Australia, or when they came to somewhere. You can do a search here, general search here. And so this is very valuable for that. Birth, marriage, and death is if you just want to do a very, very localized search for something. Let's say like yesterday, I had an exact death date and I couldn't find him in a general search anywhere. So I thought, well, I'll just type in this exact death date and his last name and see if I can find him. I didn't, but it helps you to do some searches like that. Census, this is probably one of the most valuable places to search. I tell people, go to the trees first, go to the census second. Because, especially when you're doing the 1800s and 1900s, because of this reason right here. I'm going to show you. Here you see we have the U.S. Federal Collection, the United Kingdom, Canada, and they also have some Australian, the Indian census rolls, and there's censuses even from some other countries as well. But for this today, we'll just do an example right here with U.S. The U.S. here, they have all the censuses, so I can actually pick one that I want to use. So I'm going to go here to 1930. So I can show you an example. And again, I'm going to type in my dad. And he lived in Cook County, Illinois. I could even put his birth year here. And I could give it 5 years because they're census takers. They're going to say, how old are you? Well, what if his little brother's giving the information?
Right.
So other can't remember it at the time. So we'll just click on that. So here, Ray Steinbeagle, his mother, Betty, but it says grandson. Interesting. But right here under view record, I can click that. It takes me to a summary. Here's the actual census. There's his grandfather and his grandmother. They're living with his grandparents. There's his dad, his mother. Actually, that's his dad. That's his uncle. That's his mother. That's his aunt. So actually, I don't think I've seen this census before. They're all living in the same family. Now, this is what I love over here. Look at this. Look at all these suggested records. If I wanted to look at this, his birth, his marriage, a biography, another marriage, the obituary, all these different things. And sometimes there's things that I've never heard of that are over here. I could even click on his grandpa. His grandpa's still living. It tells me a little summary about him. It should even tell me when.
Still living?
No, he was living then. But he immigrated.
Oh, okay.
85. It tells me when he immigrated, that he was naturalized. And then they have others over here. It shows me where he was at in 1920, 1910. I can go click on 1910. And lo and behold, look at, they're in California.
Wow.
Which I would have known that, California's a long way from Illinois. The reason I know why is because his parents were there. His parents had gone to California, so they were probably there for a short time and then came back. But look at these. Here's a find a grave. Social Security application for his daughter. So that's why I encourage people to go to the census first or anywhere because of these suggested records that can give you a lot more information on them. Then finally, there's all collections. That's why I'm saving this for last. This is where you can do a general search. And a lot of times this is where I'll start because it will oftentimes bring up several of the censuses at once, or it may even bring up the public member tree. So if I do a general search, I can maybe get all of them at once. So let's type in, again, my grandpa. Oops. So I can do place they may have lived. That's helpful because if you're not sure where they were born, but you know where they lived, you can put that. You can have these different things that you could help to narrow it down. Like I've had Jesse Smith, you know, I could start narrowing things down. That you put in a father, a mother, a sibling, a spouse, or whatever. And I could do a general search. And it brings up 5,937. So I probably want to narrow it down a little bit by putting in a bird. But you can see here at the top, it always tells you the trees. And if you want to see more, you can see more. And then it has all these. It'll start with the most likely ones to start with, and then it kind of dissipates down as you go forward. So that's valuable. Okay, one more last thing. Also, while you're in all collections, if you scroll down to the middle, they have kind of a shortcut to get to some of these countries. Now you notice Mexico's not here. That's one reason I took you to the card catalog and showed you Mexico, because that's how you can find Mexico. Or if your country isn't here, you can go to the catalog and see if it's there. But for example, here, Europe, I could click on any of these countries and see what they have available. For example, you said Hungary was one of where your ancestors were from. So I could look and see what do they have on Ancestry for Hungary. And sometimes they have regions over here. They only have this one region. And so it may not be a lot, but look, they have 53 million Hungarian Select Catholic Church records that are indexed on Ancestry. They have 17 million Select Reformed Church christenings. You know, so it's worth a try to look and see. Look at all the Jewish they have here as well. And so it always is helpful to go and just see what's here, because you never know. I mean, you could do a general search for them at the beginning, but you could also go here and do more of a search. And sometimes they're not indexed, but they're digitized. For example, just like Family Search, you know, they'll have things that are indexed and things that are not. Like, for example, with Sweden, they have all these indexed records, but over here, let's say if I wanted to go to Kalmar, let me move this. They don't have everything indexed. And so if I wanted to do a little bit more, I'd have to choose one of these, like their clerical surveys. I can actually choose the county that they're in. There's Kalmar. I can choose a parish. Let's just, for fun, we'll just pick that one. Oh, let's pick that one. And it will tell me that these are the years that they have. I can actually look through the records myself and see them. And so this is very valuable whenever you're looking for other countries to see what there are, because there's a lot of information on here for other countries, just like there is on Family Search. So that is pretty basically a quick tour of Ancestry. Like I say, I always encourage people to go to the trees first and the censuses, but all collections could take you there faster. So that's it.